We took a significant step in 2007 to invest in UK manufacturing because we could see that people with vision had seen tomorrow. You know, this was going to be a different way of making sealed units, a totally different process, but a very effective one. We took that decision to make sure that we could serve our customers effectively. It's been quite an exciting journey. It's been great to see people like yourselves, you know, have your own vision of the future and invest significantly. Tell us a little about your investment journey. Obviously, something got you thinking about Super Spacer as a way to go, but you then took significant steps as a business. So what were those steps?
So energy saving glass was started by my father 20 years ago this year. Originally working out of a small premises in Wolverhampton, 3 to 4 guys including myself. So at that point we were manufacturing around about 500 sealed units a week, all aluminium spacer. So around about 2007, 2008, with the market changing and gearing more towards warm edge spacer bar, and we had to make a decision as to which warm edge spacer bar to use. We obviously decided to use Edgetech Super Spacer, and at that point then we looked at growing the business and investing in full automation, which is when we purchased our first automated line with the Super Spacer applicator.
Any regrets?
None at all.
Obviously it's worked. I mean, we talked about the size of the company in 2007, about 500 units a week. So where are we now in terms of volume?
We're manufacturing now around about 5,000 sealed units a week. It pays off with producing volume of good quality sealed units.
Dad's still very much part of the business, and obviously yes. You and your 2 brothers, Luke and Elliot, are perhaps more involved with the day-to-day running. Where do you see that going in the future? Is there more investment to come from ESG, or is it more of the same?
Yeah, there'll be more investment over the next couple of years, and really more of the same. Really, continuing to service our customers, to look after our customers and keep them happy, as well as new customers.
Hearst Plastics came along in about 1996, about 20 years ago. Hearst Plastics offered the group another dimension, focusing on producing composite doors and door panels, and that's been our main area of focus for the last 20 years. And growing both of those areas into becoming one of the leading manufacturers of those products. I think since probably 2007 when we did a lot of business, the business has changed quite a lot. At that particular time we were probably around 146 people, turning over about £10 million. But since the recession that kicked in shortly following that, the business went through quite a lot of change. Since then, the business has been building itself back up again. Now we're probably a lot leaner. We've got 120 people, but we have increased our turnover to in excess of 12 million.
So Hearst have been early adopters in quite a number of technologies actually in different market areas. So you mentioned yourself composite doors, and you were one of the early players in that market. So you started buying Super Spacer in 2002, which was way before Super Spacer and Warm Edge became mainstream like it is now. So do you think that this attitude towards new product development has really contributed to the growth over those years?
I think it really has. New product development has been really key to Hearst. There used to be a saying that Hearst first. Often it's described as a Me Too sort of product arena. So you've got to find different ways of finding what your customer really needs, what it's looking for, new products, new technology.
And in 2012 you really stepped up your manufacturing of products using Super Spacer, made it kind of a core product part of your range. Can you just tell us a little bit why that decision made sense for you at that time?
I think there was a few things that sort of contributed to that. I think Edgetech and Super Spacer had sort of established itself as a market leader in its own right. And that was helping us because it gave our customers confidence in our products. We also found, because of what we do and how we do things, that we got manufacturing benefits of that too. We're not a volume glass manufacturer. We do a lot of different products. We describe ourselves as a bespoke manufacturer.
And so what does the future hold for Hearst? Obviously you're celebrating your 20-year anniversary. is the future looking bright?
We certainly hope so. I think we will continue to keep our presence in the panels market. Our real focus though has been on composite doors. We see that as the real sort of future of our particular sector and growth area. And we've built over the last 10 years, we've probably trebled our turnover in that particular area. And that will continue to be our future sort of development.
Dave, Cleartherm is a very well-established business now. Can you give me a potted history, an overview of where you've come from?
Yeah, back in 1988 we took the decision to start a sealed unit company, and I think at the time there was two employees, and we were manufacturing somewhere in the region of around about probably 100-150 units a week. To where we are today, fully automated, producing quite a wide range of glass units and processing toughened glass as well.
I mean, you've been a really highly valued customer at Edgetech for a long time now. What got you thinking about Super Spacer as a possible way forward?
Well, I think we initially started back in 2003. We put our first semi-automated line into our company, and the thing that interested me more than anything at that time, looking at Warm Edge, was because it was very much in its infancy in the UK, that again it was something different, and we would be at the forefront of our manufacturing, of the manufacturing technique that we had.
I remember you saying to me in the past, you know, I saw it, I saw the automation and I saw the future. You feel that's been fulfilled, obviously, in considerable growth down the years?
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, back in 2006, I think it was, I was over in the States, and I saw my first fully automated line applying Super Spacer, but more importantly, in applying hot melt butyl, which has been a very consistent product for the market in the UK and Europe and worldwide. But I'd not yet seen the engineering up until that point that could actually accurately and continually apply that product with the ease at that time which it seemed to be doing so.
So it was a real light bulb moment. Really.
Yeah, without doubt.
And being, obviously you were one of the very early adopters to actually see that technology and think, yeah, this is the way to go. Obviously you needed to get that message across in the marketplace. Did you find that difficult? Did you find that Edgetech were able to support you with that? What
I suggested with, at that time, Andy Jones, who was the MD, that we get together and hold some seminars with our major customers, because I didn't want to go into this way of automation by saying, well, we're going to do Spacer Bar for Joe and Super Spacer for Bill and so on. So hectic, it was an all or nothing thing. Yeah. So certainly on the auto line, we said, yeah, that auto line is going to produce Super Spacer units. That's it, and that's to date what it's doing. So yeah.
Certainly, if you'll excuse the pun, blazed a trail with fire-rated units. Is that an important part of the business these days?
It is, yeah. And again, I'm seeing the market. There are obviously competitors out there, but a lot talk the talk, sometimes can't walk the walk. And the market had not yet experienced Warm Edge in fire-rated units, and the market was saying it can't be done. And we were the first to actually achieve an energy rated fire unit using Super Spacer.
We've always been a forward-looking company. We're always looking for the next edge and the next thing to bring out to the market.
And so you've been one of the customers that have been with us for 10 years and longer. Can you tell us how Oakland's changed since that time, over the last 10 years?
We used to manufacture aluminium units, and then we decided that we wanted to look at soft coat units were coming into play. We had a toughener that could do soft coats, whereas a lot of the companies, our competition, couldn't do soft coat units, so we decided to play on that market. Then went into developing a warm edge unit, so we looked at all the different types of warm edge, which Super Spacer, TPS. And Super Spacer for us was the product that we wanted to go down the route of. We felt that the people that we dealt with at Edgetech, they really helped us to make our decision.
So now you've obviously got your third applicator went in 2015 as well. So you've obviously chosen to reinvest each time in Super Spacer.
For us, there's no point in producing different products. It does exactly what we've said it would do.
And you've experienced significant growth over the past 10 years as well.
We have, yeah. We've gone from making 5,000 units a week to, at the moment, around about 12,500 units.
Yeah.
We want to get to 15. We want to just work with people, work with suppliers and get the best product out of the door, complete, on time, and make sure that we get paid for it. That's it.
Sounds fair enough. And you've got some exciting news as well with your fourth line and
we have,
expansion.
yes.
Yeah.
We've decided to expand. We've had the opportunity of being able to move into the factory next door. We've looked at it with the way that our business is growing at the moment. We felt that it was the right way to go. So we've got a new unit line and a new cutting table going in, but to be able to have the extra capacity there so that if we have any breakdowns or something happens or a supply of the products, anything like that, that we can actually still give our customers their requirements.
Exciting times.
It is, yeah, looking forward to it, looking forward to the new factory opening.
Ian, could you start perhaps by giving us a potted history of the illustrious career of Double R Glass and Roofing Systems Limited?
Sure. Well, the company was formed in October 2000. My wife Judy and I joined in March 2002. At that time we were producing glass sealed units and conservatory roof kits from a 1,500 square foot unit. We quickly realised that we needed to develop the company, we needed to grow. So 15 years, a lot of growth, a lot of developments.
Obviously you've been in a business partnership with Edgetech now for over 10 years, but what was the size of the company back in those days? How many units, for instance, were you producing a week?
Back in 2002 we were producing small numbers. We had small customer base, one major customer but small customer base apart from that. So our unit, we were very much a manual line. We manually cut glass, we did everything manually. We've our threefold increase in the number of sealed units. Yeah. And decisions made to go along the route of Super Spacer.
But obviously you saw the potential of the flexibility for conservatory roof units.
Absolutely.
You know, very early.
Yeah.
And was it a natural progression to start looking at, you know, conventional units and that as your standard warm edge offering?
To go from an aluminium bar operation to using a flexible spacer and a different type of production method is a bit of a jump. Yeah. But having made that decision and having benefited us so much on the shaped units, when we came to having to decide about the warm edge spacer, there was really no hesitation. It was just a natural progression.
And do you feel that decision's been justified? I mean, has Edgetech contributed positively to your growth down the years?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our relationship with Edgetech, I think, has been hugely beneficial to us.
Well, thanks for that. And I have to say, it's very much a two-way thing. And if we move on to Gina, she is a marvellous piece of equipment.
We were producing a lot of units manually. I think we peaked at over 1,200 units in a day on a manual operation. But that came with a 24-hour working pattern and a lot of blood, sweat and tears. And we realised at the time that we had to do something about automation. I think it was without doubt the right thing for us to do. I think the timing was right.
Obviously, you then spoke with Joe Hagan, Pharrell, and were able to come up with a design brief. This is what we want.
And they have absolutely delivered what they said they were going to do.
When you decided I'm going automation, was it yes, I'm going to do it with Super Spacer, or no, I'm going to look and see what's the right thing to do?
No, I'm actually kind of shocked when I think to myself that we never ever considered an alternative spacer. We considered lines, but it was always on the basis that it was going to be a Super Spacer line. I can remember going to Edgetech's, I think it was Swallowgate facility.
Yeah.
And it was a fairly small unit, and not many people employed there. And to see the transition in, I don't know, 10 years into what Edgetech has become, and to be part of Edgetech's history for the last 10 years, that's quite amazing.